Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster Perfect Stats Guide. We are in the Cultist Tower, still, again. Took out the Holy Dragon there in the last video. That was a very quick one. This one, unfortunately, is going to be another boss fight, but it is not as quick. We will be taking on the Magic Master, and Magic Master is, I should say I needed to kill him via Rasp and reducing his MP. And the reason for that was because I hadn't learned Reraise with my characters quite yet from the Phoenix Esper. And so, unfortunately, they have fixed him for a brief amount of time there. We could actually take down the Magic Master and he would not cast Ultima at the end. So my initial playthrough, that is what I did. I just went up there and smoked him, and it wasn't a big deal. But this time around, I went to take him down, and lo and behold, what do you know? He cast Ultima at the end and completely wiped my party. So that's kind of a good thing, honestly. I thought that it was really lame that again, briefly he wasn't casting Ultima there when he died. Like he, again, in basically every other iteration of the game. So, something must have got missed there, but that got corrected. So, so anyways, so again, then, two ways to take him out. Obviously, it's to either use, just regular conventional means to beat him, and then using Reraise, again, via the Phoenix Esper, or you can use a Rasp, or you can do a Rasp kill, or an MP kill, I guess, however you want to look at that. Again, I went the Rasp method. Unfortunately, though, this takes a very long time, and I think I'm actually really tempted to cut down a bunch of the footage here, because it's nothing fancy, and it's literally just me casting a Rasp over and over and over again. I guess one thing I will at least say, though, is what you want to do is berserk him, and then cast Vanish on all of your characters as well. That's gonna make it so that obviously he won't be able to do anything to us. And then on top of that, with the auto battle function, this is pretty easy. I believe I had Celestriads on, I don't know, I guess I don't know how many characters it was. Yeah, I think it was just 2, actually. I think the Celestriad Soul of Themasia combo is amazing, and so I think that's exactly what I've got on Edgar here. And, it works even, especially well with Go-Go. So Edgar will double cast a Rasp, and then Go-Go will mimic it, and Go-Go will mimic both casts. So that works out pretty slick. So then, there's no MP used by Go-Go, and only 2 for Edgar. So, the process works out pretty well. I'm just dropping haste on everybody. And then if you notice, there's sometimes what happens when you berserk the Magic Master, he'll still cast once or twice, and that's because he's kind of like queued up those spells, I guess prior to berserk landing, and so oftentimes you'll get hit still with a couple of nukes. There I got unlucky, if you notice. So if I was going to do a conventional kill, that would have been a little bit of a problem, because he barrier changed into earth damage being his weakness, and there isn't really much that we can do for earth-based attacks. But here I'm, so I've got him berserked, obviously, so now he's just going to be forced to use physical attacks. And then we just, kind of finish it off with Phantom and make sure that he can't actually hit us. And then also I did the same thing that I did with the Holy Dragon, where I berserk Locke, and, again with the Thief Knife on him, and that forces him to try to steal, because he'll be forced to use physical attacks. And with that Thief Knife equipped, sometimes I think it's like half of the time he'll attempt to steal. And then I actually just wanted to get him into the the rotation, I guess, the rasp rotation. I didn't just want him using physical attacks all the time or the whole battle. The Magic Master has very, very high defense, and especially with that thief knife, he's really not doing much to him. So I'm actually just getting him, re-prepared, I guess, to actually help out with rasp. The other thing I'll add is the Magic Master does have its common steel as an elixir, and then its rare steel is the crystal orb. I think that the crystal orb is just completely garbage. I actually did do that on my right. I did steal that on my first walkthrough that I did, and it's just not, for one thing, it's not worth the time, and it's kind of a pain to actually set it up, and then on top of that. There's just better ways to get it. There's an enemy in Zozo that you can steal a muscle belt from, and then you bet the muscle belt for a crystal orb if you wanted additional copies. I don't know why you would want to. I think that they're one of the worst relics in the game. I don't think there's a single time that I've ever equipped one. The Celestriad, for instance, is just far and away a more useful relic. So that again, I would say that that's not worth stealing. So again, now what I'm doing is rasping. I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention this already? That he does cast Ultima again. Again, there was a. I apologize if I already mentioned that, but there was a brief amount of time where I don't know, something got missed or something, and he wasn't casting Ultima when he died, and so honestly it made it a lot easier because we didn't have to worry about that, right? And we didn't have to have, for instance, like if you want to do an HP kill on him, like a more traditional kill, you can just do that if you've got the Phoenix Esper and you have the Reraise skill learned. Because then, he wipes you out with Ultima, but everybody just gets back up, and it's fine. But I didn't have that. I should say I had the Phoenix Esper, but I hadn't learned Reraise quite yet. So I was kind of forced to go the rasp method, instead. And so, you can notice here, I'm not doing that much for rasp, which is, kind of a pain because I think he's got... God, does he have 50k mana? Let me just see here. He's got a lot. Can't remember exactly how much it was. Yeah, 50k mana. He's got actually the same amount of HP as he does MP. So, yeah. So again, if you go this route, it's going to take a while. But again, the auto battle is pretty slick for this. I suppose like if I would have done this just slightly better, I would have had everybody equipped with Celestriads, and then probably be topped out at the beginning of the battle, and I don't think it would have been a problem. I probably wouldn't have even had to use Osmos. I could have just walked away and let the game run. But yeah, all right. I'm going to take a little cut here because there's quite a few. There's quite a bit more to this, and there's nothing to this. This is just, again, rasping over and over. All right, so yeah, I cut out, I don't know. Jeez, was that 8 minutes? 8 minutes of rasping to get to the end here. But yeah, and I also did notice I talked about his them fixing Ultima twice. So my bad on that. I apologize, but it's one of those videos where I've made a bunch of cuts and starts and stops on my my commentary, so I kind of lost my place in what I had actually brought up. So that's again, so apologize for that. But yeah, anyways, we're getting close to the end here. As you can see, though, when you're only hacking away, some of these characters are only doing 150 or so on a rasp. And yeah, so you're not really denting him that much. Yeah, Go-Go here, what was that? 160, 170 on a rasp. So I don't know, only about 300 on his turn, which not so great. But here, I guess at the very least, one of the good things though is like the way that this all works out is Go-Go is always mimicking Edgar, just because of the way, like the speed and how that's working. So I don't know. I guess at least there's that. I don't know that really matters, but yeah. Again, I think it worked out pretty well here. And yeah, we're right about at the end right here. So right, nope, a little bit more. Is Edgar gonna finish it? Yep, there it is. All right, so there's he attempts to cast Ultima there, doesn't have the MP, and then he dies. So also, you know, there was a brief amount of time there where enemies would also still be able to cast spells even though they didn't have enough HP or MP, and so that actually would have, you know, had that actually, I guess technically they're both bugs, right? Where, you know, for a while there he wasn't casting Ultima at the end. But also, had he cast Ultima, he would have been able to cast it anyway with no MP. But again, you know, at least those two issues didn't overlap. So yeah. Anyways, that is it. Again, that's the Magic Master. That gives us the Soul of Thaumasia. I think that is one of the best relics, if not the best relic in the entire game. It's a toss-up for me between the Soul of Thaumasia and the Molulu Charm. But for combat effectiveness, I would say Soul of Thaumasia is probably the best. Double casting Ultima is going to be fantastic, and it's really pretty much the one tool that I use to level. So, all right, that is it. That is all the time I've got for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.